Standard 6, Planning, Resources, and Institutional Improvement. This standard focuses on how an institution's planning processes, resources, and structures are aligned with each other and are sufficient to fulfill its mission and goals, to continuously assess and improve its programs and services, and to respond effectively to opportunities and challenges. UAlbany's efforts to address this standard include institutional objectives, both institution-wide and for individual units, that are clearly stated, assessed appropriately, linked to mission and goal achievement, reflect conclusions drawn from assessment results, and are used for planning and resource allocation. We clearly document and communicate planning and improvement processes, which include opportunities for constituent participation and incorporate the use of assessment results. Our financial planning and budgeting processes align with our institution's mission and goals, are evidence-based, and are clearly linked to the institution's and unit's strategic plans and objectives. That we demonstrate how our fiscal and human resources, as well as the physical and technical infrastructure, are at minimum adequate to support operations wherever and however programs are delivered. That we have well-defined decision-making processes and clear assignment of responsibility and accountability. Under this standard, we must prove that UAlbany engages in comprehensive planning for facilities, infrastructure, and technology that includes consideration of sustainability and deferred maintenance and is linked to our strategic and financial planning processes. We must show that there is an annual independent audit conducted by the SUNY system that confirms financial viability with evidence of follow-up on any concerns cited in the audit's accompanying management letter. We have strategies to measure and assess the adequacy and efficient utilization of institutional resources required to support our mission and goals. And, as discussed in Standard 5, there is periodic assessment of the effectiveness of planning, resource allocation, institutional renewal processes, and availability of resources. Again, we have to show how we assess our assessments, what improvements we have made over time, and how we get better over time in various things that we do. Our self-study demonstrates that UAlbany's objectives, both institution-wide and for individual units, are clearly stated, assessed appropriately, linked to mission and goal achievement, and are informed by systematic assessment. Each school and college and division has been required to align priorities, strategic initiatives, and resource allocation with the values and priorities defined by the strategic plan. As discussed throughout the self-study, the 5 priorities of the strategic plan guide both long-term planning and day-to-day operation of the university. This has become increasingly important as we continue to strengthen the overall financial health of the university. Like all institutions in the Northeast, UAlbany must confront the reality of shifting demographics and declining high school graduation numbers. As discussed in Standard 4, we must be more effective in our recruitment and retention efforts. To do this, we believe that we must also be more strategic in how we allocate our financial resources. To this end, high-level metrics have been developed for each of the 5 key priorities in our strategic plan, so that the university community will be aware of how well or not we are doing in meeting our key institutional goals. Funding allocations are guided by strategic plan priorities, including both annual operating budgets as well as newly created funding mechanisms such as the Strategic Plan Accelerators and the Strategic Allocation of Resources, or STAR, process, which provided funding for a number of new pilot initiatives that advance the strategic plan and which will be evaluated post-implementation for consideration of recurring funding. These processes not only allocate funds in accordance with our priorities, but also require that projects have demonstrable metrics that are tracked and reviewed by the allocating bodies, with support from the Office of Institutional Research Planning and Effectiveness. In addition, each of the schools, colleges, and administrative units have developed parallel action plans to specifically address the priorities identified in the strategic plan to guide their own decision-making and resource allocations.